e-bikes. Denver-born Fatty Bikes is transforming how people commute. Our Fat Tire e-bikes take you 2 times as far, 2 times as fast, for half the effort and 10 times the fun. First, it's time to meet the fighters in our first fight in a King of Sparta tournament. It is a professional 155-pound boxing bout. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. Please make welcome Donald Sanchez. And now, fighting out of the blue corner, shooting center blue corner. Please make welcome Eric Grant. This professional 155-pound boxing bout is scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds.
Referee Stephen Blea holding the fighters back until we get the MMA fight announced. Ding, round 1.
And here we go, boxing. Grant coming out aggressively. Right in the right hand, but Sanchez answered.
You talked about Grant throwing heaters. He came out looking hard. Problem with putting all your power and dedication into one shot is you're open for the counter. You fight a guy that's got 50 fights, he can see those openings.
JR, I don't believe the referee called that a knockdown, did he?
I think it was a slip. You are correct, sir.
I'll have to see that again on the replay. From here, it looked like Donald's punch landed, but they continue to fight here in round 1.
So Grant in the American flag trunks and Sanchez in the silver trunks. Wonder how much, knowing that you're going to fight 3 times in one night, wonder what that does to the adrenaline dump. I mean, both these guys experienced enough, you know, not any kind of first fight jitters, but still.
Exactly. That's what I asked him. Is your plan to come out a little more tentatively to conserve the energy, knowing that if you win, you just got to have a tougher fight the next round, and you're probably a little less likely to throw cash into the win and just come out throwing heaters. But these guys are really going at it here in the first.
And what I'm seeing right now is Mr. Sanchez just slightly more crisp on things. His timing seems to be about a quarter beat ahead of Grant.
Yeah, you see Grant wide with his punches. He threw that straight right down the middle, but an uppercut, he's kind of telegraphing. I think that straight right was the best punch so far for him here in the first.
And strict boxing rules here, so they're not going to let you shove your opponent over the rope and punch him in the face when he's bent backward like that. Like I said, referee Stephen Blea, quite the veteran of boxing events here in Colorado. And just saw a little mistake by Sanchez. Dropped both hands and popped his chin up in the air stepping back. Let's see if Grant or Grant's corner sees if that becomes a
Grant
habit.
caught a left hook there. He wobbled on his feet a little bit. He looks to have recovered right now, and he lands a right hand of his own.
Well, we talked about Grant's conditioning. That's the thing about being in great shape. You can recover faster, but I think he's still a little wobbled. You're right.
He did. The legs went rubbery for a second or two, and he looked to have regained his composure.
Less than a minute left in round number 1.
Another right hand behind the ear by Sanchez. Grant switches to southpaw after that lands.
Good right hand for Grant. He caught Sanchez stepping in there.
This is a close round. Sanchez looked to wobble a little right there. I didn't see if a punch connected, but that right hand did from Grant. This is a very close round, JR.
These guys are making it exciting for us. And with a 10-second clacker sounded, our screen timer shows a little longer than that, but with the timer having been sounded, I think we get treated to round 2.
And there's another little stumble by Sanchez.
So if you're in the corner of Sanchez, what are you telling him between rounds based on what you saw round 1?
Chin down, hands up at all times. Don't get cocky. Don't drop those hands. Don't pop the chin up at all. Stay composed and keep your punches straight and short and crisp. And these fights, these boxing matches are scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds, JR.
So that's a lot of ring time in there if you do this and then you do a kickboxing fight that goes all the way and then do an MMA fight.
Yes, I believe the kickboxing are 3 3-minute rounds.
Checking out the replay here. That was that good right hand by Grant where he caught Sanchez stepping in, but then he starts swinging those punches a little too hard. It shows some openings.
Sanchez landed a right hand of its own there at the end of the clip. And we are ready to kick off round 2 here at the Pepsi Center in Denver.
Well, we talk about elevation being a factor all the time here at fights in Colorado, but like you said, Sanchez actually coming down in elevation to the Mile High City. The only one that's getting winded during this fight is going to be you, Steven, coming from Vegas.
That's right, at a mere 2,500 feet. Interesting to see. I like seeing more than anything what kind of adjustments fighters make during fights. It's kind of the name of the game is how you're going to figure out your opponent, where you're going to find those little holes in his game that you could exploit. And right now, in round 2, it looks like Grant has done a good job of making those adjustments. He seems to be landing and keeping his punches a little straighter. Less wide, less looping punches here in round 2 for Grant.
I bet his corner was in his ear about that in between rounds. That's the advice that I probably would have given with Grant is try to straighten it out and try to not throw everything with 100% commitment every time.
That's right, and for being the number 8 seed, Grant is definitely more than holding his own here.
Sanchez, good work on the inside. Grant let his hand stay looped over the shoulder, and his opponent took advantage.
Nice little over-under and another one. Right hand behind the ear, then the uppercut from Sanchez.
Right under the armpit. What a classic boxing technique. That's one of those things that you see coaches always teach, and you can go a whole career and never land it.
Yep. Oh, right hand lands big by Sanchez. Best punch of the fight lifted Grant's chin up, but Grant's legs stay steady. He switches to southpaw again.
Grant's starting to telegraph when he's going to come in now, and Sanchez getting a very good read on it.
And what does that tell you, JR, after you hit your opponent with a good punch and he switches stances?
Shows that you heard him, shows that you're in his head, and that he's going to try to make some adjustments and throw you off with mind games as opposed to technical precision.
And now 1, not 2, but 3 solid right hands by Sanchez. Grant turns his back. The referee has to warn him to pay attention. It looked like he was hurt there.
I wonder if he thought he was going to receive an 8 count there. That was really unusual for Grant to have done that.
I walked away with his hands down, and Sanchez looks to be gaining some confidence here.
Grant tries to catch him with the uppercut, but again, he telegraphed it. Sanchez's corner getting into his ear to finish this fight.
Sanchez definitely pulling ahead here at the end of the second round. He found a home for that right hand and the uppercut, and head first Grant goes into the canvas.
And there is no way Grant's going to beat that count. He was reaching to get his mouthpiece out. Wobbly legs.
The referee's going to let him go. He's on rubber legs, and this fight is over.
Congratulations, Mr. Donald Sanchez, making the long drive here to Colorado. Goes home with the second round victory and advances in the tournament. We'll be seeing him again tonight.
And it's that combo he landed earlier, the overhand right, step into the right, following it with that right uppercut. That right uppercut landed perfectly to the chin of Grant and got him out of there here in the second round.
Let's get that on the replay. That was just beautiful combination. Every coach you ever hear is going to say, don't throw one punch at a time. And I tell you, that's what Sanchez did, was took advantage of not throwing one at a time. And that second punch got him the win tonight.
And that's what happens in there, JR. You find something that works and you go back to it. We saw that land not once, but not twice, but that was the third time here in this fight for that combination from Sanchez, and this time it finished him. There he is. Oh, you see the chin turn.
Just spun the neck around, and that's basically a lights-out situation. I'm actually impressed by the toughness and the willingness of Grant to get up and try to beat the count. I didn't think he was coming back to his feet even.
Yeah, he did. The first thing to hit the ground there was his forehead. His legs went, face planted in the canvas, and this fight is all over. Well, Donald Sanchez advances to the second round, and he appears to be healthy. And that's what I like to see in these tournaments. The guy who wins a fight be able to continue into the semifinals and into the finals.
Absolutely. Always such a bummer if you, and here we are on the replay again, but always such a bummer if a guy wins a fight then can't advance.
Yep, and there you see Donald Sanchez having that success with the right hand. He lands 3 of them in a row. And Grant turns around and walks away.
Yeah, just inexplicably. I'm not sure what Grant was thinking there.
He was probably expecting an 8 count, and he's lucky that Sanchez didn't jump all over him.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And big smiles in the corner of Sanchez. Like you said, looks like he's done it with no difficulties. And I think we're about to go up to our ring announcer, Sean Patrick. He of the nice cowboy hat this evening.
At 2 minutes, 53 seconds of round number 2 of your day. It's on the side of this fight. We carry you out TKO, Donald Sanchez.
Well, the number 1 seed shows exactly why he's the number 1 seed.
That's right, gets it done in under 6 minutes, and looks like he'll be relatively fresh for the semifinal kickboxing bout. Let's see who he will face as this tournament continues.
Military service often takes a toll on the entire family. Veterans are taking their own lives at a rate of 20 a day, leaving shattered families behind. Project Sanctuary works with the whole family, giving them hope and the tools to heal together. We believe that no military family should be left behind, and with your help, we can save and forever change lives. Join us. Sponsor a military family today.